Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife, Karina from Venezuela. It's time for you know what? It's time for the live stream, the K1 Visa live stream, and Chris Namel's first up to bat with Yes Indeed. So I'm going to give Chris Namel some mega pixie dust for that fantastic pump. Yes, indeed, yes, indeed. And it looks like the camera just fell off of the whatever it was balanced on. But I fixed it. How quick was that? That's pretty good, right? I've got 11 years experience processing green cards and K1 visas. Okay, but I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give any legal advice and I don't work for USCIS. Although I probably should. I've got 11 years helping people get their green cards, their K1 visas, spousal visas. The spousal visa may be less expensive, but it's a pain to do it. Okay, it's much easier to go through the K1 visa process. It's much quicker to go through the K1 visa process, and it's more expensive. So that's the only downside. It's more expensive, but it's quicker. It's much easier. With the spousal visa, you got to upload all kinds of stuff to the National Visa Center. It's a pain. So I recommend the K1. People ask me, I recommend the K1 over the spousal visa. Challenge your wallet with Aaron Lynn. Okay. That's a Mountain Dew salute. I'm going to challenge my wallet with Aaron Lynn, and there's a Mountain Dew salute. I like that name. Although my wallet's in the back, it's got cobwebs in it, but it's okay. Our visa should be in transit to Tunisia a week after next. Okay. What happens is you get approved for your K1, it goes to the National Visa Center. The National Visa Center contact the embassy in Tunisia, and they say, okay, we can accept visas. We're not busy too much. We're not overly loaded with work. And then the National Visa Center will ship your K1 visa documents off to the U.S. Embassy in Tunis, Tunisia. And that's a Mountain Dew salute. Good job for that. Do you like my UFO picture right here? Look at that. I love it. Francois Livingston, right up to bat. Look at that. Good evening, Diego and Karina. Francois, what's going on? Do you need any more help with your green card application for Hamid? I mean, I basically went over as much as I can go over with you, but if there's any more, I'm standing by. All you got to do is send me an email, Francois, because Francois is a member of this channel. Okay, so she's a paid member of this channel, and it's only $9.99 a month, which means that Francois has my cell phone number and my email address. She can text me, she can call me, she can email me, whenever she wants, and I jump right on it. Right, Francois? We can't see Karina. Look, she needs to grow a little bit. How about that? And then you can't see me, but that's okay. Maybe I just adjust it just a little bit so we're kind of. How about that? Chris and Emil, good news. Paper was sent off for the green card, so you mailed in the application to adjust status. Hopefully, in a few weeks to hear something about it. Yeah, give them about 2 weeks to open it up. Depends on where you live too. I think where you live in Mississippi. You'll get did you include form G1145? You got to include G1145 so then the immigration folks can send you a text message with your IOE receipt number. Challenge your wallet. Thank you so much, Diego. Yes, we are super excited. We've been together for 7 years. He's 27 and I'm 48. Well, that's okay. Age is irrelevant. Now, pretty soon you're going to be getting, things are going to move pretty quick. Okay? Challenge your wallet. Things are going to get pretty quick. So you got to be ready for the SEAC. You got to get into the SEAC account when you get ready status. And you go into the Consular Electronic Application Center. And then you go into the SEAC account. You look for the country where it's going to be Tunisia. And then you create you got to do all kinds of stuff. Pay the visa fee. Schedule the visa interview. And the biometrics, and you got to get the medical exam done 2 weeks before the visa interview. The scary visa interview. You like it when I do that, right? The scary visa interview. Karina had her scary visa interview at the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, on November 16, 2023. Now we're in 2025. Look how quick the time goes by. I remember like it was yesterday, and Karina was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. She's putting on her business suit, getting ready for her visa interview at the Bogota Embassy, the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia. So the age gap is no problem. Challenge your wallet. It's all good. It's no problem. For the green card, okay, good news, Chris and Emil. Miguel, beautiful vacation videos y'all put out, Diego and Karina. I'm glad you liked the videos. We went on vacation to Arizona and Nevada. And lucky for me, I had my Canon M50 camera and Karina's cell phone. So we put some footage together of our vacation to Las Vegas. We went to Segelman, Arizona. We went to the south rim of the Grand Canyon in Arizona. We went to Pahrump, Nevada to pay our respects to Art Bell. Now, Art Bell's a very famous radio talk show host. He used to do radio talk show. He used to host shows about UFOs and extraterrestrials and stuff I'm into. You may not be into that stuff, but I'm into that stuff. So I got a big truck. I rented a big truck, and Karina and I drove across the desert from Las Vegas to Pahrump, Nevada. Went to Art Bell's gravesite, paid respects to him and his wife. Now, Art Bell was married 4 times. Art Bell, the radio host, married 4 times. First wife was divorced. Second wife was a divorce. His third wife passed away, unfortunately, and he's buried next to her in the cemetery in Pahrump, Nevada. And his fourth wife was from the Philippines. And he went through the K1. Actually, he went through the spousal visa with her. Okay? He went through the spousal visa with his fourth wife. So Art Bell was in Pahrump with his wife from the Philippines. And then they left the Philippines to go to Manila to take care of some. They had to sell a condo or something. And the immigration wouldn't let her back in the country. They said, you didn't provide the request for further evidence, the stuff we needed, because he got an RFE on his spousal visa application. And he responded with everything he was supposed to do. Now, this is a very famous person. He's worth about $10 million. And he got into an immigration debacle. And so he got stuck. He went to the Philippines. He said, okay, if you're not going to process my wife's green card, I'm going to live in the freaking Philippines. And he lived in Manila. And immigration said, no, you just got to redo the spousal visa from the very beginning. So he's in the Philippines doing his radio show because he wasn't going to be separated from his wife, just like I stayed in Bogota, Colombia with Karina for almost 3 years. I didn't want to be separated from her. But he had to redo his spousal visa from the very beginning. He got it done, and then his wife, and now by then he had a child, was allowed to enter the United States. So it's not just us that are going through immigration hell. This guy was a famous person, passed away, unfortunately. He's buried in Pahrump, and he went through immigration hell too. And he's worth $10 million. So the money was irrelevant. It was just paperwork, which immigration messed up. And he had to go back and redo everything. So Miguel, we're glad you liked the videos that we put out. I got a video from the Grand Canyon, driving to Pahrump, hanging out in Las Vegas. And Chris and Emil, yes, indeed. Francois Livingston, 100% correct, Diego. The membership is so well worth it, especially if couples need guidance and support. No time to waste, so the process moves very swiftly. That's true. And I want to give you a Mountain Dew salute, Francois, for that. Okay? If you want to be a member to this channel, now I try to do everything as much as possible for free. And you got to put up with commercials on, when it's not, you got to put up with commercials because YouTube pays for this free service with commercials. Mountain Dew salute, Francois, which is fine. You get to learn how to do a K1 visa for free. You get to learn how to process a green card application for free, spousal visa. I'll give you all the information for free on live streams during the week. But if you want my cell phone number, and if you want my email address, and you want to text me your questions so you don't have to wait for a live stream, just sign up as a member. It's $9.99 a month. If you only need my help for 2 months or 3 months or 1 month, that's all. It's not much money. And the only reason I'm asking for that is so I know who's got my cell number and who's got my email address. You know, I got to know who has that information. The only way I can do it is if I create a paid membership channel, which I did. And that was YouTube's idea, actually. They messaged me and they gave me the idea to do it that way. Because I was trying to figure out how to give you my information, my email address, my cell number, so you can text me without, my email address being all over the freaking world. So Francois, I'm glad. Thank you for that post, Francois. Miguel submitted the wife's green card application on August 26, 2024, and has been actively reviewed since September 19th, 2024. Okay. So when can we expect to receive my wife's green card? Well, Miguel, let me tell you one thing. With the new administration, you're going to probably have to go to a green card interview with your wife. And you apply, and you got August 26th. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So May or June, right in there, May or June, in that time frame, you're going to get a letter from immigration, okay, scheduling you for a green card interview. They're going to ask you to bring certain documents with you. If you filed for your green card, if you filed for your 2-year green card, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and you did not repeat your medical exam, you're going to be asked to bring proof of your medical exam to the green card interview. USCIS Form I-693, plus your vaccinations, plus whatever else they ask for you to bring. Now, Corinne and I we're more than likely going to have to go to a green card interview next year because next March we're going to file for Karina's 10-year green card. Okay, now look at this right here. I started putting together Karina's 10-year green card application in this binder right here. But there's nothing in there, right? Where did everything go? Well, look how thick the binder is. It's pretty big, right? It's pretty thick. But it's not enough room. I didn't have enough space for Karina's evidence. Because remember, when you get your 2-year green card, once you get to America, you start collecting evidence for your 10-year green card. So now right here, look at that. Look at that picture right there. Sorry, I'm blocking Karina. Sorry, Karina. This is Karina's 10-year green card application. I had to get a bigger binder. I need more space. Okay? What is contained in here? Bank statements, water bills, electric bills, photos, vacations, trips, the marriage certificate, all this stuff. Okay? I don't know if you can see me. I don't know, the camera's getting crazy. But right here is Karina's 10-year green card application. And I'm probably going to have to get another binder. I'll probably just use the white binder too. You want to load up all the evidence you possibly can when you file for the 10-year green card, especially right now. You don't want to submit a skeletonized green card application, whether it's a 2-year or a 10-year. You can't be lazy when you do this. Okay? You got to submit a ton of evidence. You're still going to have a green card interview, I'm sure. I've got no doubt. But it's going to be a lot smoother with the more stuff you send to immigration and the more evidence you prove of your relationship. In that 10-year green card application, we got pictures going back to 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. And we're going to have pictures for 2026. So we're going to have a 6-year timeline of our relationship in pictures and evidence. Okay? For the 10-year green card. You don't need to repeat the medical exam for the 10-year green card. Once you get the medical exam done in your foreign country. Karina had her medical exam in Bogota, Colombia. Then she repeated her medical exam for her green card here in Florida. So now she's done with medical exams other than normal routine. Okay? But if you filed for your 2-year green card and didn't include your medical exam in there, you're going to have to bring it with your vaccination records to the green card interview. If you have a 10-year green card, so if you right now this channel is about getting your K1 visa and your conditional green card, your 2-year green card. But some folks have their 10-year green card and they have a question about when should they renew their 10-year green card. Well, you renew your 10-year green card 6 months before it expires using the form I-90. You renew your 2-year green card 90 days before it expires using USCIS form I-751. All right, you got it? Let's see, Chris and Emil. So Miguel, probably July, August, okay? But you're gonna go, you need to be ready for a green card interview. Okay, be ready. Don't worry about it. It's just, we gotta go to it. I'm sure, it's no big deal. Miguel, you got it? Chris and Emil, George Foreman passed away. Yeah, George Foreman, and his punch was killer, right? He was strong. I mean, he was a fearsome boxer, very famous. Went on to sell barbecue grills. Fantastic, very nice person. Most unfortunate that he passed away, but he was an old guy. He had a great life. Miguel, I'm definitely into UFOs, Diego. Yeah, so am I. I always tell you how much I love your background portraits. Well, look, I can give you, I don't know if I can show you. We got this one here. We got this one here. We got this new one right here. Check that one out. You've seen that one, right? And I got this one up here, right there. That was a poster signed by Bob Lazar. You know who Bob Lazar is, right? He worked at S4 at Area 51. You know, he was back engineering an alien spacecraft, just one. He said there was 9 of them in S4, but he was working on just one. So he said, right? Well, why would we not believe him? I mean, I've seen UFOs. When I was down on the beach in South Florida, I saw 5 of them up in the sky, and I'm like, and I got my phone, and this was years ago. So my cell phone was horrible, so I couldn't get a real good picture of it. But there's something out there. Let me see here. Adolfo Sanchez. Good evening, Diego and Karina. It's been a while. It's okay. I haven't seen you guys. Question. I sent out my adjustment of status in November 30th, 2024 from California to Chicago. We done fingerprints already. Do we might get an interview? Everybody watching this right now for the next however long, when they file for a 2-year green card, you're going to have a green card interview. It's a new policy, okay? I spoke to immigration officers, and they're saying that it's going to be mandatory pretty much for a green card interview. Unless you put something together that's absolutely fantastic, pretty much, and then they absolutely positively know there's no reason to waste their time, okay? But be prepared for a green card interview, okay? Miguel, Diego, do you ever mix your Mountain Dew with alcohol? Maybe a special... No, I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I got no tattoos. Karina doesn't drink. She doesn't smoke, and she's got no tattoos. You know, I just don't see I don't, you know, huh? But she likes dancing. She likes to dance, okay? But we just don't drink. Okay, we don't drink, and you know, if you like to partake in adult beverages, that's no problem. That's your choice. No, we don't just discriminate, but we just don't. Okay, I don't see the point of it. Challenger Wallet. As soon as he gets here, definitely we'll be getting a membership to help us through the green card application. Well, yeah, if you sign up as a member, it's $9.99 a month, and the only reason I set that up isn't for the $9.99. I set it up so that I know who's got my phone number and my email address. That's the only reason. It's $9.99 a month, and I hop on it because if you have that information, if you have a question tomorrow about your green card or your K1 visa, spousal visa, you can send me a text. And I was helping people all day today with questions. I've got 18 members right now, 18 members, and I'm going to cut it off probably at 25, depending on how busy I get, because I want to be paying close attention to everybody's individual green card or K1 visa application. So I think 25 is enough for me to handle without overloading, So you'll have my phone number and my email. You sign up, you go into the channel, it says membership, click on there, and there's wherever it tells you, that's how you can sign up. If you don't want to sign up, it's all good. You can just wait for live streams and then ask me questions here. But during the green card process, you might get information from immigration that you need an emergency response to, and you have my phone number, and I can jump right on it for you and fix it. But Miguel, I don't drink alcohol, so I got the Mountain Dew without sugar now. It's a Mountain Dew without sugar. It's a sugar-free. It tastes the same. So I don't know. It tastes good. And I got the MAGA pixie dust for everybody to get your green cards faster. But, I can't speed up the green card process. But that's luck, right? We hope so. We hope we can get the luck going your way. But yeah, challenge your wallet. Whenever you feel ready to sign up for the membership, you're going to have my information. You can call me, text me, or email me. I helped a lady who's trying to bring somebody over from, I think it's Morocco, and she was on the phone with me for like 45 minutes. And then I spoke to another gentleman whose fiance came to the United States from the Philippines, got married, and she turned out to be a fraud, a horrible person. And he was on the phone with me for 30 minutes trying to figure out how to fix his problem, and I fixed it for him in 30 minutes. And he said, Diego, you saved me about $8,000 in immigration attorney fees and family law divorce courts and all that other stuff. I said, yeah, I know how to do this. I saved him a ton of money. So he's a member, and he said he's going to stay a member for a year. Well, you don't have to, but that's what he said, because I got him out of a big problem. I fixed it for him in 30 minutes, and he's happy as a clam. Let's see here. Miguel, so it sounds like we will have a green card interview. Yeah, so will we. It's okay. It's a road trip, right? We'll make a vacation out of it. If we got to go to a green card interview in New Orleans, we'll make a weekend out of it, or 3 days or 4 days. If we got to go to Montgomery, Alabama, we'll make a weekend out of it. All right? It's no big deal. Let me see. So Miguel, yes, you're gonna get a green. More than likely, you will. We will. I'm sure. Is there anything we need to bring to the interview? Yeah, you're gonna get a letter from immigration, and they will give you a list of things you got to bring to the green card interview. They'll give you a list of stuff. Okay, just like when you went to your visa interview, the K-1 visa interview at the embassy or the consulate. The embassy sent you an email, a K-1, a packet 3, packet 4 email with a list of stuff you got to bring, right? Birth certificate translated into English. In this case, will be the marriage certificate, photos, evidence of your relationship, bank statements, proving that you've been, Corinna's been a joint bank account holder with me now for over a year. And we got every single bank statement with her name on it. That's going in her 10-year green card application. You got to keep the evidence, guys, of your relationship. It's not over till you become citizen. When Corinna becomes a U.S. citizen, then we don't have to do any more freaking paperwork, just like you. And she can even vote if she wants to, but that's here nor there. Once you become a citizen, then it's over. The paperwork drill's over. But when Corinna becomes a U.S. citizen, now Corinna's from Caracas, Venezuela. For those who are new to the channel, she's from Caracas, Venezuela. Corinna lived in Colombia for 6 years. We dated each other for 3 years in Colombia. I lived in Colombia with her for 2.5, almost 3 years. And then we got married in Florida. And that was, over a year ago. Now we've got an evidence collection of her for her 10-year green card. Let me see. So Miguel, don't worry about it right now. When it comes down to the green card interview, you'll get a letter, and it's going to say you need to bring this, and this. Basically, the stuff you submitted for the 2-year green card interview. So make a copy of everything. Miguel, Bob Lazar, one of the great pioneers of UFOlogy. Now, Bob Lazar didn't believe in aliens. He didn't believe in UFOs. He was just a very highly intelligent physicist that worked at Los Alamos. And he sent out a resume for a job, and it happened to fall into the hands of the gentleman that basically designed the atom bomb, and they hired him to go work at Area 51. Actually, he worked at S4, which was south of Area 51. It's in near Groom Lake. We were just out there, actually. We were close. We were about, I don't know, we were just right close to Area 51 when we were out in Nevada. And I was thinking about going up to the back gate and the front gate of Area 51, getting some pictures, but the weather was not cooperative. I didn't trust the weather, so we didn't go. Okay, but it's on our bucket list. When we go back to Nevada, we're going to drive up to Area 51 and get a picture with the back gate. Okay, yeah, Bob Lazar. He didn't believe in aliens and UFOs, but when he worked on that, when he allegedly said he worked on that UFO from Zeta Reticuli, where he said it was from, he was a propulsion expert, so he was trying to back engineer the propulsion system. And apparently he ended up where he was in fear for his life. So anyway, let me see here. Francois Livingston, you know how the other day you were recommending that no one travel with a 2-year green card, then the other day there was a report on it in Newsweek? I don't know, it's just for green card holders. Look, if you have it, when you come to the United States of America and you get your 2-year green card, the U.S. government expects you to live, work, and build a life in the United States. Okay? Now, with President Trump in office, President Trump expects you, when you move to the United States on your 2-year green card and then your 10-year green card, you live, work, and stay in America and become assimilated into the United States and become an American citizen. President Trump doesn't want to see people get a 2-year green card and then fly back home for 6 months. Whether it's Australia or Nigeria or wherever in the country, wherever in India, Pakistan, Philippines, if you get your 2-year green card and then you fly back to your home country where you started and stay there 4 or 5 months, don't be surprised if the Border Patrol, Customs and Immigration don't let you back in the country and they take your green card and make you sign a form to say you've abandoned your green card. It used to be a year. Now it's going to be 6 months. Trust me on this, okay? You got to listen to me, guys. You get your 2-year green card. You stay in America. Don't apply for advanced parole. Stay in America. Become a citizen and then go see grandma. We would love to go back to Colombia. I miss my nephews and nieces and family. My family's in Colombia, okay? But we're not going to go anywhere until Karina has a U.S. passport in her hand. Because then when she checks in with the Border Patrol on our vacation to Colombia, she's not going to get a ration of you-know-what. Oh, you're from Venezuela. Okay, yeah, I'm from Venezuela. I think President Trump has blocked all entry of people from Venezuela into the United States. Oh, really? So we're not going to go through that crap. When Karina gets her U.S. citizenship, we're going to go visit our family. And Karina's mom is in Colombia right now, right? Karina's mom's from Venezuela. Her whole family's in Colombia, pretty much. But we're not going to leave the United States of America. We're not going to even set a foot 1 inch into a foreign country until Karina's a U.S. citizen. Okay? You got to listen to me, guys. You pay attention. This is class right now. Francois Livingston, everything you say and recommend is so true. Francois, I know this process, okay? I studied what President Trump did when he was president first time. When he was the 45th president of the United States, I studied his immigration policies. And when he got reelected, I already pretty much know what's going to happen, and it's happening. Okay? If you are on a 2-year green card and you get a DUI, and then or you get in trouble, you get caught stealing something from Target, guess what? Your 2-year green card becomes history and you get deported. If you have a 2-year green card and you get into trouble with the police, even if it's minor, now I'm not an immigration attorney, this isn't legal advice, I'm just telling you what's going to happen from what I saw when Trump was president first time around. Here's the secret. You get your 2-year green card. You don't get in trouble with the police. You don't get any DUIs. You don't steal comic books from 7-Eleven. I'm not saying you guys do that, but this is what immigration has. If you give immigration an excuse to take your green card from you, give them an excuse. They're going to take it. Okay? Just pay attention to class, okay? Miguel, is that Diet Mountain Dew? Yeah, this is a Diet Mountain Dew. There's no sugar in here. When you collect as many birthdays as I have, I got to start watching out for my sugar levels for some reason. The doctor, back years ago, the doctor said, you got to quit drinking Coke because it's got high sugar. So I switched to Mountain Dew. So now I got to be on diet because lots of sugar is not good for your body. But I like it. It doesn't taste any different. Challenge your wallet with Iron Lynn. We're a Pepsi house here. Love tea and coffee. Pepsi's good. I like tea also. I like tea. I used to drink lots of tea when I went on vacation to England in 1996. I spent a month in England. I was drinking tea every day plus eating fish and chips. But at my age now, drinking lots of tea, it's not so strong. It's not so good on the kidneys, apparently. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Miguel, where would our interview be if we live in Virginia? It depends, okay, on immigration. But more than likely, it's going to be in Virginia. It will be in Virginia, okay? Our green card interview is going to probably be either in New Orleans or in Montgomery, Alabama, because those are the places where the USCIS offices are located at. There are USCIS offices in Virginia, so more than likely it's going to be Virginia. There's a USCIS office in Florida. It's in Miami. But immigration is not going to send us on a 12-hour freaking car ride when we can go 6 hours west or 4 hours north. So that's, it's going to be in Virginia, no doubt. Carlos, it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. That's okay. I'm on YouTube every day. I like to watch stuff on YouTube. I really do. I got rid of satellite. I got rid of cable TV because it was all commercialized. Now, granted, YouTube's commercial too, but if you get sick of the commercial, you can skip it, right? But I was paying all this money out for satellite TV, and 70% of it was all commercials. We were in the hotel in Las Vegas. We stayed at the Treasure Island. It was close to Interstate 15 and the Strip. We stayed at the Treasure Island Hotel, and I'm on the TV clicking through the channel, seeing if I missed cable TV. I didn't miss it. I'm looking at, I'm watching like the Mystery Channel. What is it? I can't remember what it is. The Mystery Channel. It was 10 minutes of show and 10 minutes of commercials. And I couldn't skip the freaking commercial because it's cable TV. I'm like, I'm so glad I got rid of that cable junk and that satellite TV. I'm glad rid of it. YouTube is free. And if you don't like the commercial, you can skip it. I'm trying to skip the commercial in the hotel room. I couldn't skip it because it was cable. And Challenge Your Wallet likes Pepsi. That's all good. And tea and coffee. Queen and I love coffee. Okay. I love Colombian coffee especially. Miguel, where would our interview be? It's going to be in Virginia. Carlos, it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. Okay. The channel name changed. Yeah, I changed it to, what's Diego Ross got to do with K1 visas? Nobody can find it. People are like, what the heck is this? So I changed the name to Free K1 Visa Channel so people can find information about K1 visas. That's the reason I changed it. I just married my Colombian from Medellin, 21 days left on the K1 visa. When is the latest do I need to submit the I-485? Here's the process, Carlos. This is what we did. This is the best. This is what I recommend. Trina got to America, okay, on January 3rd, 2024. We got married January 14th, 2024, and we filed for the K1 visa February 29th, 2024. It was a leap year. So there was a 58 to 60-day window of time. So we got married within just over a week. That gave us enough time to get Karina's social security card, get her on the bank account, collect bank statements, get her on the utility bills, and go visit some different places, get some pictures here in Florida, and build a strong 2-year green card application, which we did. It took us 58 days. You want to try to get it done within the 90 days. You want to try to get it done before the I-94 expires, because that just speeds up your green card application. But the longest you can wait is 6 months. You do not want to go past 6 months before you file for the 2-year green card, okay? If you wait for 6 months, immigration's going to get it. They go, oh, they waited 6 months to process. Okay, we'll set it over here. Let's work on this person. That took 58 to 60 days. Do you see what I'm saying? I got an itch. You want to get it. You want to try to get your 2-year green card application processed and in the mail. Not by postal. UPS, FedEx, DHL, in about 50 to 60 days after you get married, within the 90-day window of time before your I-94 expires. And you got to go down to the Social Security office as soon as you get your I-94 and apply for the Social Security card, because if you wait and the I-94 gets close to expiring, then the Social Security Administration is not going to give you a Social Security card. Karina, we got married. We ran down to the Social Security office. We got her Social Security card. We put her on the bank. And then we started collecting the evidence for her 2-year. And she got her 2-year green card in 3 months and 2 weeks. Okay? Because it was a strong application. Let's see here. So when is the latest I need to submit the I-480 or I-485, Carlos? The latest is 6 months from the day that your beneficiary entered the United States of America. Don't go past that. Miguel, can you travel on a 10-year green card? Yes, you can travel on a 10-year green card. Challenge your wallet. Definitely keeping all of our evidence is for sure. Keep your evidence. Keep collecting the bills when they come in. Look at this. Look at this. This is, I don't want to block Karina. This is Karina's 10-year green card application. Look at all this. Look at all this evidence. Look at it. I mean, there's pictures, there's everything in here, okay? I mean, and we're not done. We still have another year to go. We got another year to go. Let's see here. Let me see. You can travel on a 10-year green card, but I don't recommend it. Get to the United States. After 3 years, become a citizen. Then go vacation somewhere. Go visit grandma. Go see your aunts and uncles and aunts and nephews and nieces. I want to see baby Paula, Asia, Michael. You know, my family's in Brazil, Venezuela, and Colombia. I want to go see them. But not until Karina's a U.S. citizen. That's just the way it is. And that's what we had a family dinner in Colombia, in Bogota. We had everybody, we had all her brothers. Well, she got a bunch of family, okay? But we all sat around the table, and I said, look, this is the deal. Karina's not going to travel till she's a U.S. citizen. Are you good with that? It could take 3 or 4 years. And they said, no problem. Because when people, you don't want to be traveling on a 2-year or a 10-year green card. You don't want to do it. But you can on a 10-year with minimal risk. But you got to bring with you evidence of your relationship, your marriage certificate, your tax returns, your driver's license from the United States, some bills that you're on, the bank statements that you're on. So when you come back to America from your vacation, if the Border Patrol officer says, okay, you got a 10-year green card, I need to see evidence of your relationship with your husband or wife. Yeah, okay, well, here's our joint tax return, here's our marriage certificate, here's my driver's license. But it's better that your husband or wife, U.S. citizen, travels with you if you leave the United States on a 10-year green card. Travel as a couple. Immigration, the Border Patrol, if you travel by yourself, unless it's for a work assignment, if you travel by yourself and come back, the immigration's going to say, where's your husband? Where's your wife? Oh, he stayed back home. He didn't want to go visit. He didn't want to fly. Really? Do you see what I'm saying? Challenge your wallet. I just subscribed. Well, welcome aboard, but it's not showing up in my membership. Does it take a while? Well, did you subscribe did you subscribe to the channel, or did you sign up as a member? It takes about 24 to 48 hours. If you signed up as a member, it takes about 24 to 48 hours before it will show up. I'll see it that you are a member, okay? But it's gonna show a big 0 next to your name, because it takes a day or so for YouTube to populate it. So did you sign up as a member or as a subscriber? Let me see. It takes 24 to 48 hours. But you should be able to go into the members. If you signed up as a member, you should be able to go in there right now and find my email address, find my phone number, and see some of the videos we made only for the members. No, you're good. Challenge your wallet. Not a problem. Signed up for your membership and just wanted to make sure I was in before you reached your max. Yeah, I'm going to cut it off at 25. So you'll be number 19. So you got 19, 20, so about 5 more people I probably won't go beyond that. Let me see. Alicia Ima, I'm from Nigeria. Well, we love everybody in Nigeria. Let's say I meet my American girlfriend on a dating app. So you're from Nigeria and you meet your American girlfriend on a dating app while I'm in Europe. That's okay. And she comes to visit me. We're in Europe. That's okay. Then files a K1 or CR1. A K1 is the fiance visa. The CR1 is the conditional residency for a spousal visa. Do I have to go back to my home country to complete it? No, you can live in Europe, but here's the thing: if you meet each other on a dating app, she's going to have to download the terms of service of the dating app to prove that it's not an IMBRA. It's not with the International Marriage Brokers Act. You cannot, if the dating app, you have to download the terms of service, okay? Like if you meet somebody on Colombian Cupid, Filipino Cupid, Asian Cupid, if you meet somebody on the Cupid sites, you have to download the terms of service where it says this is not an IMBRA site. And then you have to include the terms of service in your K1 visa application or spousal visa application. If you find somebody on a dating app, that's fine, but you got to look for the terms of service. You got to make a screenshot of the dating app and download the terms of service of the dating app and include it in the K1 visa application. So immigration can see it's not an IMBRA site. If you don't identify, if you meet somebody online, which is perfectly fine, or on a dating app, and you don't include the terms of service identifying it as a non-IMBRA site, you're going to get an RFE requesting that information. Okay? It's not a problem, Alicia. Let me see. And also, is it going to be a problem? Someone said it might raise eyebrows as an immigration might question why I'm not in my home country, and I really want to be resident of the United States. Do you want to be a resident of the United States, or do you want to be happily married to an American citizen? Which is it? It's not a problem living in Europe. You can file, your American citizen sponsor can file a K1 visa if you live in Europe. They will, your American citizen sponsor will just have to put the embassy for your consular interview, your embassy interview. So if you live in France, your sponsor would put Paris, France as the location for the consular interview. A relevant way, you don't have to go back to your home country, but you got to have a passport from your home country. You got to have a passport. That's good. I would say at least if you're working through a K1, you want to have at least 5 years left on your passport from whatever country you're from. But wherever it is you live in the world, your sponsor is going to need to know your address so that she or he, depending on who's, can identify the embassy or where to put. Because on the I-129F, they're going to ask you what embassy do you want to have your interview at. But you said right here you really want to be a resident of the United States. But the question should be, you really want to be married to an American citizen because you're in love with somebody, not that you want to be a resident of the United States. If I was an immigration officer and I'm giving you a K1 visa interview and I asked you a question, what is your intention, and you said, I want to be a resident of the United States, I would deny your K-1 visa right on the spot. Because wanting to be a resident of the United States isn't the reason for a K-1 visa or a spousal visa. That's not the reason. A K-1 visa is if you love somebody, you're in a relationship with somebody, and you want to marry that person. That's what it is. Okay? Just trying to help you. Okay? I'm just trying to give you some advice here. Because if I was an immigration officer at the embassy in France or Germany or Colombia, and you said to me your intention is just because you want to be a resident of America, then your K-1 visa would be denied right on the spot. You don't have to go back to your home country to complete a K-1 visa. You can do it wherever in the world you happen to be at. But you got to tell your sponsor where you're at. Carlos, I need to add her to DEERS. That's easy. You got to have a social security number and get her a military ID. You can do it. You got to get her a social security card. But the appointments are far out. Original Colombia birth certificate or a copy. You got to bring a copy and the original to the visa interview in Colombia. I have translated it from Spanish. You don't need to. You don't need to now. But you do need it for the green card. If you're watching me from Colombia, or if you're in Colombia watching me, or from Dominican Republic, you don't need to translate any documents into English for the visa interview in Bogota, Colombia. You can go in there with all your documents in Spanish. The birth certificate, the letter of intent to get married, it can all be in Spanish. But when you get to the United States of America, okay, when you get to America, you got to make sure that birth certificate is translated into English with an ATA number. The SpanishGroup.org, now they don't pay me to say that, but the SpanishGroup.org helped me significantly get Karina's birth certificate, her letter, all of it translated into English, plus her university transcripts. I got Karina's university transcripts converted over to a U.S. equivalency. So it came up that she's got a degree in tax accounting. I included that in her 2-year green card application, and it's going to be included in her 10-year green card application. Get it translated into Spanish, into English for the green card application, not for the embassy interview in Bogota. In the past, it used to be that way, you had to, but the embassy changed it to reduce the paperwork. So the question is, do you need to, let me see here, Carlos, get her on DEERS, etc. And you must get her birth certificate translated into English for the green card application. And the SpanishGroup.org will assign an ATA number, and the U.S. military is going to look for an ATA number on the translation, and immigration is going to look for an ATA number on the translation. And the SpanishGroup.org issue ATA numbers. You only learn this stuff here. I don't even think immigration attorneys know that stuff. They probably don't. Who knows? But, I'm giving you all this information. I'm saving you a fortune. Let me see. Francois Livingston, are you and Karina still pursuing the coffee business? Yeah, we're still looking into that. We are, but right now we're just trying to find a company that can print the coffee bags. The company we were using, they lost their designer. He retired. So I'm like, great. And then I found another company they're in Colombia, and they want me to wire money to a bank that's in Georgia, but the company's in Colombia, and I didn't feel comfortable with that. So we're still looking at the coffee business, but I'm just waiting on this other company to find a person who can actually upload and design the coffee bags that we want, and then we can start it. Miguel, do you still need to bring back evidence if you travel together as a couple on a 10-year green card? I would, because that you may be required for your naturalization. I would, but here's the thing: when Karina goes for her U.S. citizenship, they're going to bring her into the room and they're going to talk to her in English. Everything's no Spanish. It's all going to be in English, and they're going to ask her in English, "Have you left the United States since you've been a green card holder? Have you left the United States?" And she's going to say, "No, I've never been out of the country. I've been in the United States the entire time." Okay, very good. But if you leave the United States, it better be for a vacation, no longer than, I would say, 2 weeks, and only make one vacation. But Karina is not going to leave America, and she will have continual residency in the United States. So when she goes for U.S. citizenship, she's going to get it in 3 years, not 4 years, not 5 years, because the residency time clock will start over if you leave the country. You go on, if you leave the country, then the residency will stop, and then will start back up again when you get back to America. So don't leave. Stay in the USA. I mean, I'm trying to help you guys, okay? You can travel on a 10-year green card, Miguel, but my recommendation is just wait 3 years, become a citizen, and then travel wherever you want. Challenge your wallet with Aaron Lynn, not a problem. Signed up for your membership and just wanted to make sure I was in before you reached your max. Yeah, when I reach the max, I'm going to cut it off. Challenge your wallet. Thank you for telling us about traveling with the green card. I'm very close with my fiance's family. I know we'll have to wait 3 years now. What? That sucks. Let me tell you, I want to go back to Colombia and hang out with Karina's family and take them out to eat pizza at Viva La Pizza in Bogota. I want to take them out to Nene's Pizza and go eat in the Peruvian restaurant in Bogota. I want to go to the steakhouse in Bogota. I want to take Karina and her family out to eat in Bogota. And I miss her family. But we're not going to do that until she's a U.S. citizen, until Karina's a U.S. citizen. Okay? I am so, I have got so much experience with this process. I know exactly how the immigration thinks, especially with President Trump as president. I'm not bashing Trump. He's enforcing congressional law. If you are on an overstay, if you come to the United States on a tourist visa and you overstay by 2 weeks or 3 months or a year, don't be surprised if you get arrested. Seriously, that's what the law says. And everybody's throwing mud at Trump. Well, he's a racist. He's doing this and that. He's not doing anything. He's following the law. He's following the law of the Congress. Okay? If you're on a 2-year green card and you get 2 DUIs or 3 DUIs or you get in trouble with the police, you're going to get deported. It's not Trump doing that. It's what the law says. And Trump is enforcing it. That's all he's doing. He's making it happen. President Biden didn't enforce immigration laws. Okay? He didn't. He let anybody in the country. We got invaded. And Trump is fixing it. Okay? Now, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I don't care for either political party. I don't like politics. I'm not. But I follow the law. I'm a retired military. I'm independent. Retired military. When my boss, when my captain or my commanding officer told me to do something that was within the US, UCMJ, I did it. Trump is following congressional law. He's following the freaking law. And you got these politicians like AOC and Bernie Sanders. They're both the communists, by the way. They're attacking Trump and Elon Musk for what? Why? It doesn't make any sense. If AOC doesn't like Trump deporting people who are in the country illegally, then she needs to rewrite the legislation and change the freaking law. That's how you do it. MB, hello, Diego and Karina. My friend is about to start a K1 visa. Well, great. What documents would you say he should send to make his application strong? I made a video about what documents you need for an I-129F. I have made a video that's about 20 or 30 minutes long on how to process a K1 visa and the documents that you need. Okay? I made a video. Find the video and share it with your friend. And then your friend can watch the video for free and put up with a few commercials. And he will know or she will know how to process a K1 visa. But I don't have the time to sit here and explain all the documents you need for a K1 visa on a live stream. Now, if that person becomes a member of the channel, then that person can call me and I'll explain it over the phone or in an email or in a text message. But on a live stream, I don't have the time. I'm constrained by time on a live stream to answer all of you guys' questions. But MB, I'll be definitely able, if they watch the video, they'll learn how to do it. Challenge Your Wallet with Aaron Lynn. Thank you for telling us about traveling with the green card. I'm very close with my fiance's family. I know we'll have to wait 3 years now. That sucks. It's been 1 year, and the 3 years is passing quickly for Karina. It's going by quick. You saw the 10-year green card application I've already got together with her. I mean, the time goes by quickly. Sam, hi Diego. What's going on, Sam? And Teresa Senior. Hey Diego and Karina.
Hello.
Teresa, how's your family? How's Sam's family? Carlos, this is for the I-485. We did the K1 interview in Bogota in November and arrived in the end of January. Right. So you went through the scary visa interview in Bogota, just like Karina did. You got married. Now you're filing for the green card. You're going to have to go to another scary green card interview, but it's not that scary. You got experience now, right, at the K1 visa interview at the embassy. It's going to be the same thing. It's not difficult. The only people that have trouble at a green card interview or a K1 visa interview at an embassy or a spousal interview is if they're not in a real relationship and it's evident. And immigration knows and they can see it. Then those are the people that have problems. Sam, can you add your spouse to an Affordable Care Act insurance? Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, Mitt Romney, Obamacare. Now, Mitt Romney and Obama created Obamacare. They give Obama the credit for the Affordable Care Act, but it was Mitt Romney that created it first in Massachusetts, and then Obama copied it for the federal government. And I don't see any problem why you cannot do that. His health insurance is good. You can do it. There's no problem. Boogeyman, hey Diego, so the 3 years start from the day you get your marriage-based green card. The 3 years starts from the issue date of the 2-year green card. If you want to become a U.S. citizen, and I highly recommend you do, you look at your 2-year green card and you look at the issue date. Add 36 months to the issue date from your 2-year green card, and that is when you're eligible for U.S. citizenship application. Keep collecting your evidence. You still have to lift the conditions off of the 2-year green card for the 10-year green card. You cannot get a 2-year green card and let it expire and then apply for U.S. citizenship. You can't do that. You're going to be deported. You get your 2-year green card. 90 days before it expires, you get your 10-year green card. And then 3 years from the issue date of your 2-year green card, you can apply for U.S. citizenship. Become a U.S. citizen. And all this immigration stuff, all these headaches go away, right? Let me see. Boogeyman, do you understand what I said right there? Larry Piercy, are you saying you need condition of a dating app for green card application? You do now. Absolutely. You got to prove it's not an Ember account. Not right now, yes. Mogi says, hi, Karina.
Hi, Mogi.
Now, Mogi's from Thailand. We helped bring Mogi over here from Thailand with Larry Piercy. He's our Marine friend. And I want to give Larry a Mountain Dew salute for Mogi.
Yeah,
Mogi, for your RFE. And I'm going to put some MAGA pixie dust all over that RFE and hope by the next few weeks, you're going to get your green card notice. Don't be surprised, Larry and Mogi, if you have to go in front of a green card office. You got to go in front of an immigration officer for your green card. Don't be surprised. We know it's coming for us too. Let me see here. Teresa Senior submitted green card application October 30th, 2024. Okay. When do you think I will get a response to do an interview or get the green card? October, let's see. So October is going to be discounted. So November, December, January, February, March. November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So by August, the first 2 weeks, middle of August of 2025, you will be getting your letter, your adjudicated letter for your green card interview. Okay, don't be surprised. Everybody's going to be going in front of an immigration officer, including Karina and I. And we're like, okay, we're ready for it. Let's go. I'm in for that. It's a road trip. We get a vacation somewhere. Joe Nadi. Hi, Diego and Karina. I filled out the work permit, the EAD, the employment authorization document, and adjustment of status November 24th. Good job. When do you think I'll get a response to do an interview or green card? Let me see. I'm still waiting on immigration for both. Anything I can do? No, nothing. You just wait. My status is waiting for interview. Then there you go, waiting to be scheduled for a green card interview. You just wait. So you know now immigration has opened up your green card application. Joel, listen up, Joel. Immigration opened it up. They said, okay, we're going to approve your green card. You just got to make it through the interview. And you'll make it through the interview. Give them time. You should get your work permit in about a month. Let me see here. Boogeyman. So once you get a green card and try to join the Army or National Guard with a plate and screw in your arm, but can lift and have full range of motion, there's still a chance or implant needs to be removed. Implant needs to be removed. When I served in the United States Navy, okay, I know for a fact when you have a medical exam, well, back then when I joined, if you had any implants like metal screws or plates in your arm, they had to be removed, and you had to get a waiver from the doctor at MEPS, the Military Entrance and Processing Station. That doctor will give you a medical exam if you want to join the U.S. military, and then you get a waiver for the surgery. But you got to get those plates and stuff removed. Okay, got to get it taken out. Cheryl M. Cheryl M is a member of, okay, Cheryl M. A Mountain Dew salute for Cheryl M., a member of this channel. How are you, brother? I'm so glad to see you on live YouTube. Hug. Well, we're good. We'll give you a map. We're going to give you some pixie dust, okay, for the big hugs. Teresa Senior, family's doing well. Thanks for asking. We always ask about your families. We want to make sure you guys are good. Remember, when you bring somebody to the United States from a foreign country, the person that's moving to America is leaving behind moms and dads and grandpa and grandma, abuelo, abuela, tío, primo, right? Nephews, nieces, family, friends. Imagine you're from the Philippines and you live in a little village in the South Philippines, and everybody in the village knows who you are. You walk out of your house in the Philippines in the South, and everybody waves at you. Hey, 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 hey. Karina knew everybody in Bogota, Colombia. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but I felt like she did, because we were walking and people would say, hey, Karina, right? And then you take your beneficiary, your fiance from the Philippines or wherever in the world, and you bring her to America. She doesn't know anybody. 1 minute, she's walking down the street in Cebu, Philippines, and everybody's saying hi to her or him. And the next thing, she's in Knoxville, Tennessee, and doesn't know a soul. That's a big adjustment. So as the American citizen sponsor, you got to be very attentive and very understanding and very patient with your new wife or husband when you bring them to America, because they're going to miss their family and friends the first 6 months. But after 6 months, it gets a little easier. Okay. So if you can make it through that, then good to you. But remember, when you bring somebody from a foreign country to America, that person doesn't probably know how to drive, doesn't know how to read or speak English, doesn't understand American culture, doesn't know a thing about our Constitution, doesn't know about his or her rights as a resident of America. You as the American citizen, you got to put your arm around your wife or husband and take good care of him or her. Filipinos come to America. There's Phil-Am clubs that they can join, the Filipino American clubs. Karina's made lots of friends. She's got friends now right here in our town from Puerto Rico, Mexico, Peru, Donde in the Philippines, and in Guam. She has friends from Guam. Where, Donna? And Japan. So she got friends. She got friends from Japan, Puerto Rico. Karina's made lots of friends here. Let me see here. Cheryl M. Cheryl M, the member, I have 5 days still pending for my pay fee for visa, K1 visa, but nothing changed. And I can't see on the site to make appointment for interview. It's stressful. Cheryl, I texted you the total process in order for you to pay for the visa fee, right? You listened to me. I sent you the information via text. You went into the SEAC account. You did everything you're supposed to do, right, Cheryl? And it still have 5 days pending for pay fee. But nothing changed and can't see on the site to make an appointment. You won't be able to make an appointment with SEAC until they take your money. And basically, probably what it is there's no appointment available right now. What country, Cheryl? What country? Boogeyman, got it, Diego? Yeah, okay. Cheryl, which better after a green card holder? It's better to apply for citizenship or 10-year green card. Listen, Cheryl, you got to get your 2-year green card first. Then you got to get your 10-year green card. You cannot become a U.S. citizen until you get your 10-year green card. If you go into a U.S. citizenship interview with a 2-year green card that's been expired for a year, you're going to be put into a detention facility and deported. You look at your 2-year green card, you look at the issue date. 3 years from the issue date of the 2-year green card, you can apply for a U.S. citizenship if you're married to a U.S. citizen. Only if you're married. That only applies if you're married to a U.S. citizen, which is what this channel is all about, right? But here's the deal, right? You got to lift the conditions off that 2-year green card 90 days before it expires. If you do not lift the conditions off a 2-year green card 90 days before it expires, you're going to get a letter from immigration to go square up in front of an immigration judge for a removal from America. You don't want that. Get your 2-year green card. Get your 10-year green card. Become a U.S. citizen. That's the process. Larry Piercy, could I get an RFE for no conditions of dating app? No, you're good, Larry. Not a problem. You've already made it through. If immigration was looking for the terms of service, Larry, from you, it would have been an RFE included with the 864. Okay? You didn't get an RFE for identifying how you met Margie. You got an RFE on the 864 was lost by immigration. That's all. You're good. You're good, Larry. You're relaxed, okay? Just put your feet up. You're just waiting on immigration to get to your RFE and process it. And then you're done. It's not going to delay you, no. You're good. You're good. I earned that membership fee today, right? Challenge your wallet with Aaron Lynn. So after marriage, when we file for the green card, we should file for the work permit so we can start work but not travel. That's correct. You get to America, you file for the green card and the work permit at the same time in the same package. You don't file for the work permit separately from the green card because they will take your money and then you won't get the work permit. You got to file them together at the same time. You got your green card application, you got your work permit application, you put them in a FedEx box or DHL or UPS. You file for the green card with the work permit at the same time. Okay? Then you'll get the work permit in about a month. And then your beneficiary can get to work and start getting into the system, paying taxes while you wait for the green card. Actually, while you wait for the green card interview. Let me see. You're good, Larry. You didn't get an RFE for the terms of service, so you're not going to worry about it. But there's lots of people. They meet somebody on Colombian Cupid or Venezuelan Cupid. I don't know if they exist. There's no such thing, right? Or Filipino Cupid or Asian Cupid, whatever, Japan Cupid. And they say, I met my beneficiary on Filipino Cupid. And then immigration's going to send you an RFE if you didn't include the terms of service from Filipino Cupid. Because the terms of service says this is not an IMBRA site. You print the terms of service, you highlight this is not an IMBRA site, and you include it in your K1 visa application. So immigration can see that you didn't go through a marriage broker. Okay? Listen up, guys. I'm helping you. This is stuff you got to know. If you haven't even filed for your K1 visa yet and you watch this video in the future, Today is March 22nd, 2025. Pay attention, class. Challenge your wallet. You file for the work permit with the green card. You get the work permit in a month. Get him to work or her to work, and then wait for the green card interview. Craig Williams, how do you get the 10-year green card? You lift the conditions from the 2-year green card. What's the process? I've made a video on how to adjust status. Actually, excuse me. I've made a video on how to lift the conditions from a 2-year green card to a 10-year green card. I've made a video on how to do it. If you go into this channel right here, type in, look through the channel, look for lift conditions from green card, lifting conditions for 2-year green card, etc. You'll find the videos that I've made. Watch the videos, buy some popcorn, and it doesn't cost you a dime, and you can learn how to do it. But if you do not lift the conditions off of a 2-year green card, and what's going to happen is if you lift the conditions past the expiration date of the 2-year green card, your 10-year green card will be denied. If you lift the conditions before the 90 days on the 2-year green card, the paperwork will be sent back to you and rejected. So you look at your 2-year green card, and you look at the expiration date minus 90 days, and you calculate within that 90 days, you know you have to lift the conditions off of that green card for the 10-year green card. Because you know if you don't, you're not going to get a green card. You're going to get a plane ticket home to wherever it is you came from. You got it? So, Craig, you got it? So how do you get the 10-year green card? Watch the video I made on how to lift the conditions off the 2-year green card. Maybe I should make a new video, an updated video for you guys. Is it another $1,440 and another I-485? No. When you lift the conditions off of a 2-year green card for a 10-year green card, it's not going to be an I-485. It's going to be I-751. Okay, so you got your 2-year green card. You're within 90 days, and you've collected all your evidence right here. You got all your evidence right here for your 10-year green card. Okay, it's right here. All the evidence is right here. Okay, you got it right here. You're going to mail this with form I-751, and this is a joint application. When you lift the conditions off of a 2-year green card to a 10-year green card, it's a joint application. Karina and I will be filing the 751 together. Okay, I sign it, Karina signs it, and it says basically that you're applying for the 10-year green card. It's an easy form to fill out. Okay, but you got to back it up with 2 years worth of evidence of your relationship, including any divorce decrees certified by the clerk of the court, your marriage certificate, photos, your last 2 joint tax returns. You must file tax returns together once you get your 2-year green card. You got to file joint tax returns. If you file separately, there's a chances you won't get your green card. You got to file joint tax returns, and you got to get a social security number to be able to do that. Larry Piercy, okay, thanks, absolutely. Larry, relax, okay? A Mountain Dew salute to Larry. Don't sweat this. Craig Williams, great information. Okay, listen. When you lift the conditions off the 2-year green card, you apply for a 10-year green card. Right now, as of March 22nd, 2025, it's $750, not $1,440. It's $750 to lift the conditions off the 2-year for the 10-year green card. Okay? You don't have to repeat the medical exam. You don't have to include a copy of the K-1 visa. You don't have to include a copy of the I-94. You don't have to include your vaccination records. What you're doing is immigration already know you passed the medical, but you must include your last 2 joint tax returns. I filed my taxes with Karina as a joint tax return. We're going to do the next year. We're going to file taxes together early. Okay. What else goes in a 10-year green card application? What else? Tax returns, 2 years. evidence of paying bills, joint bank accounts. From the day you became when Karina became a joint holder of our bank, that first bank statement is going in her 10-year green card application. And then there's going to be 24 other bank statements on top of it. It shows when she became a joint owner of the bank and right up to when we filed for the 10-year green card. So immigration can see that Karina's been a member of this bank for 2 years. She's been on the bills for 2 years. The water, the trash, the electric. We're going to include the deed to the house because her name is on the deed to the house, which means we're equally responsible for the property taxes. Her name is on the deed to the house, on the title to the car. Okay? You got to keep the evidences of your relationship for the next 2 years for when you lift the conditions off of the 2-year green card. You don't file another I-485, Craig Williams. You don't file an I-485. You file I-751. It's only like 12 or 13 pages. It's very easy to fill out. It's an easy form. But you got to include a lot of evidence. And you're $750 right now, as of March 22nd, 2025. That could change by next year. But lifting the conditions the paperwork is easy. The 751 is easy, but you got to have a ton of evidence of your relationship. Okay? If you file for a 10-year green card and you only include the last 2 bank statements, a couple of pictures, the marriage certificate, if it's a skilly tool, if it's a worthless, lazy application, you're going to get a denial or an RFE where they look for all the evidence of the last 2 years. So make sure when you file for your 10-year green card, you put your pictures of your family and friends together starting when you first started dating each other, whether that's 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, whatever it is. You got to include pictures of the entire timeline of your relationship. We started dating in 2021. I got pictures from 2021 to 2026 when we get to that point. Okay, you got it? Let's see here. Francois, the color of your membership thing changed. What happened? It went from dark blue to light blue. Let's see here. Got it. Thank you. Says challenge your wallet. Holy cow, a work permit in a month. It's so quick. Thank you so much. Yeah, the work permit's pretty quick. Craig Williams, for your information, there's a newer I-485 form. The older version doesn't work after 4/4/2025. Okay, I'll take a look at that and make a video about it. Okay, says Craig. Great information, says Craig. Challenge your wallet. Why would you need a 10-year green card if you can get a full citizenship in 3 years? I'm confused. Okay, challenge your wallet. Listen carefully. You get a 2-year green card. You have to lift the conditions of the 2-year green card 3 months before it expires and apply for a 10-year green card. You can apply for U.S. citizenship after 3 years, being married to a U.S. citizen. But your 2-year green card expires after 2 years. If you don't lift the conditions off of your 2-year green card and apply for the 10-year green card, you cannot become a U.S. citizen. You're going to be removed from the country. So you got your 2-year green card. It expires. 3 months before it expires, you lift the conditions and you get a 10-year green card. You only have to hold on to the 10-year green card for 1 year. It's not, you only hold on to it for a year, and then you can apply for citizenship. But you got to have the 10-year green card to apply for citizenship. You cannot apply for U.S. citizenship with a 2-year green card because it's only good for 2 years, and it will be expired by the time you qualify for U.S. citizenship. You got to have the 10-year green card. You got it? Did that explain it to you? Did that help you understand? Challenge your wallet. Tell me you understood what I said. I'll check out the new I-485, Craig. Francois Livingston, do I include a copy of Hamid's social security card with the green card application? Yes, you do. Blow it up nice and big so immigration can read it. Don't make a little tiny little copy like this. And, you know, some of these immigration officers are old like me and they need glasses to see stuff. So make it nice and big so immigration can read it. Challenge your wallet. Do you understand why you cannot apply for U.S. citizenship from a 2-year green card? In color, yes, Francois. Tell me you understand that, because you got it. I want to make sure you know that process. Okay? 2-year green card expires. You can't become a citizen unless you've been in the country for 3 years. And hopefully you never left the country for a vacation. You have total time in America with no break in travel, with no breaks with travel. Let me see here. Craig, we did taxes, etc., bank accounts, etc. We have that together. I put her name on the house, on the car title, on the RV title, to the motorcycle title. Karina is on everything. Okay? And also make sure you get a will made up. Make sure she's on your health insurance. Make sure you got a will together for your beneficiary. So if something happens to you, your beneficiary, Karina doesn't like talking about wills because that's like death and stuff. But it's, it's life, right? She doesn't like talking about that, but it's part of the process. You got to get a will. This is for the 10-year green card. You don't have to do it necessarily for the 2-year green card. Give your relationship 2 years to see how it pans out. Once you get ready for the 10-year green card, put it on your will. Health insurance, life insurance. Definitely she's got to have, or he's got to have medical insurance. Francois, the color of your star changed to light blue. What happened? You don't know what happened? I didn't do anything. Okay, I don't know. It's YouTube. Craig Williams. So it's a moneymaker. No, it's not a moneymaker. Immigration. How are green cards and K1 visas and K2 visas and spousal visas? How are they funded? How does USCIS fund itself? It's a business. It's funded by our fees that we pay. Tourist visa fees, spousal visa fees, K1s. USCIS is funded by the fees that we pay. Not just K1s, work permits, tourist visas. So why is that? So that we don't depend on the Congress, so we don't depend on the taxpayers of America to fund USCIS. Granted, there's some taxpayer money that has been allocated to USCIS, but it's not a bunch of money. USCIS is funded by us, by the fees that we pay. I would much rather it be that way than my freaking taxes go up to pay for somebody's K1 visa application. I don't want to pay for somebody else's K1 visa application out of my taxes. That person needs to pay for it out of their own wallet and their own bank. So therefore, it's a moneymaker. Yeah, it's a business. USCIS is a business that runs and operates off of the fees that we pay with minimal taxes. 2-year green card, correct. 10-year green card, correct. But it takes 8 months to get a 2-year green card. 9 months, actually. Almost there. Too bad you can't apply for citizenship at the 2-year mark and save $700. It's $750. The reason for the 2-year green card is to make sure you guys are happy together in your relationship. 2 years is more than enough time to figure out if everything's going to work out. And it's not a fraud, right? It used to be 40 years ago, 50 years ago, you could come to America on a tourist visa, marry an American, get your green card, and it's good for life. That was 40 years ago. Come over here on a tourist visa. Oh, you fall madly in love, you marry a U.S. citizen, and you get your green card in about 2 weeks or a month, and it's indefinite, and it says no expiration. But Congress changed all that. Back in the 80s, I think it was the late 80s, they changed it. Now, you got to get a 2-year green card to make sure everything's good with your relationship. Then you get a 10-year green card. Then you become a citizen. It's a moneymaker. And that's the way it is. Challenge your wallet. Oh, I'm retarded. No, you're not. I wasn't calculating that, and thank you for clarifying. Well, now I've earned my membership fee for this month, right? Challenge your wallet. I'll give you a Mountain Dew salute. I've been talking an hour and 24 minutes. I hope you learned some new things today. I'm going to put some MAGA pixie dust over everybody's RFEs, K1 visas. And I don't know why Francois membership style went from dark blue to light blue, but who knows? It's probably YouTube. And we'll see you at the next live stream. Thank you for signing up, Challenge Your Wallet as a member. Thank you for members that joined us on the live stream today. The membership, like I said, guys, I don't want to charge you a penny for this lesson on K1s and green cards, but I got to identify who's got my phone number and my email address. That's the only reason I signed up and created a membership. We'll see you at the next live stream, which is today's Saturday. So Monday, I'll be on here Monday. Karina may not be. She's working her tail off every day. She works hard. So Monday, I'll just be here by myself. Give Karina a day off, okay? We'll see you Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Good night. Craig Williams, great channel, Diego. Thank you, Craig. And good night, Francois. Good night, everybody. And I'm hungry.